There are a lot of goodies in California.
And you guys caught me at a good time, man.
There's nobody online that's watching this right now that's not going to believe this was not staged.
Yeah.
It is the afternoon at least. It's not morning whiskey,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we're getting a late start today. It is not often I walk into a liquor store and they have more that I want and me not be able to leave with it. Like, it exceeds my budget. Okay, just go get it. Just go get it. Go get it. All right, I have driven all the way across the freaking country to California to hunt liquor. Does that make me crazy for doing that, or does that make you crazy for watching me do it? Probably both of us. Probably both of us, but we're gonna see what we can find. I've already stopped at a couple of stores just off camera while we were traveling over here. There are a lot of goodies in California. Now, they were priced a little higher than I wanted, but they were willing to negotiate. So I'm hoping to run into some good stuff today. I got Michael Larson here. He's being shy. He's off camera here. He is our tour guide. What are we going to find here today in Sacramento?
I think we're going to find a lot of stuff.
Okay.
I think we're going to find stuff that you're going to pay for if you want it.
You think it's all going to be marked up secondary?
Pretty much. I think the last couple of months it started to come down a little bit, but I think pretty much you're going to pay for it if you want it, but you'll be able to find it.
Now, did you see the list? We always reach out to Discord and Patreon and try to find suggestions when we're in a place. Have you seen the list?
I have seen the list.
Good list of stores?
Looks pretty good. I haven't been to a lot of these stores, but they look good online.
So we have no idea what we're getting into here in Sacramento, but store number one is Roco Wine and Spirits. Hey, how's it going?
How are you?
All right, TJ.
Brewzle. Yeah, I think
Brewzle?
I met you. Yeah, I think I met you at the Bourbon Festival.
Maybe I was definitely at the KBF. So how's the bourbon hunting going to be in Sacramento?
Sacramento's flooded with whiskey.
Okay.
Especially if you're looking for tater whiskey. With my store, we're known for a lot of tater whiskeys. Like, we have them, but we never display anything out here because we have a loyalty program, so we do it in our club members only.
So it all goes to club members?
It all goes to club members or somebody that comes in and buys. During the holidays, we get flooded with a lot of stuff too, but that's why what you see on our Instagram versus when you come in the store, we don't have anything displayed.
So a club member, do you actually keep up with numbers? You draw based on the points they get? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so we have an Allocation Nation membership. That's a subscription base. That's a quarterly, so it's $115. That's $460 commitment. A year. You get barrel picks for that, but then at least we know you have a skin in the game, and then now you're going to be buying stuff from us.
So that 460 goes toward barrel picks?
Towards barrel picks, but then now we know that you have some kind of investment with us, and then we try to sell those things to those club members. And then I have another thing called Roco Insider. Those are just like, hey, I'm not going to hold you to a subscription. That's just more based on, hey, you guys are coming in here and buying stuff. A lot of time people come in and they ask for, hey, could we get, a Weller? That's what they start off with. What's a Weller? What's a Blanton's? That's why I wear the shirt. That's my favorite saying is, what's a Blanton's, right? And then they're like, oh, that's the thing on your shirt. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? That's what Blanton's is. But yeah, that's it, right? And I tell people, and they'll come around, they start looking around, and they're like, hey, where's the good stuff? I'm like, what do you mean? We got a freaking $1 million worth of whiskey in here. You don't find anything good, and we pick the most barrel picks. So we're like the second biggest barrel program in the state of Northern California. So we pick about over 100 barrel picks a year. And we go to Kentucky twice a year. We go Scotland, Ireland, everywhere. So we pick tequila barrel picks, and then people come in and they don't like that, and they just go, where's the good stuff? Unless you just think, well, there's the good stuff. So that's why I don't put it out here.
Anything local or regional to this area that I'm not going to find in Alabama that you think I should know about?
Well, Freight Ranch might be there already. Redwood Empire, but I think they're starting to get out there too. Yeah. For my shop, the biggest thing that I would say is that we're bringing in the first of Californias. So things that are not available in California, for example, I'll show you the Hard Truth. So Hard Truth is not set to release in the state of California until September 2025. And we were able to secure the first 2 barrel picks in California, and we're the only people till next year. Same thing with Buzzard Shrews. We were able to introduce Buzzard Shrews this year to the state of California, and we were the first barrel pick for California, and we were the first customers for Buzzard Shrews, and now Buzzard Shrews is readily available in California, but not the barrel picks yet. Chicken cock. So that's where we're at. It's just more of the barrel picks. That's where we can have a little bit of uniqueness and go out there and help navigate and bring some barrel picks in. And that's where Bourbon and Smoke, Heavy Bourbon, Whiskey Diz, Lynn, the Whiskey Gal, all these people have been very crucial, very critical to everything. So every time we go to Kentucky, we always get a big group of people We take our River City Whiskey Society admins from here, and then we always invite people from all over the country to come kind of join us and help us pick some barrels.
So that was your barrel picks. They were doing in the corner of the media tent.
Yes.
Okay.
The barrel,
Yeah,
the barrel.
didn't realize
So that's going to be our first collaboration with the Spirit Animal Society.
Okay.
So we did a barrel pick with them, and then that's it. It's just like, nationally meeting people, and you go out to these events and you meet all these people that love bourbon. That's where we're kind of seeing the market go in California, especially for me, is the barrel picks like Elijah Craig. They're dying off because everybody has so many of them in their collection. We customers locally are not buying our Elijah picks, but they are buying all these other picks like Hard Truth, the Buzzard Shoes.
One of the things that has made our barrel pick group so interesting and has so many folks in it is that we're doing something similar. We're going out and trying to find more regional brands, small brands that you may not be able to get where you're at, right? And we make that available through the club. So it's interesting to see that your Hard Truth barrel is more popular than, say, an Elijah Craig barrel, because that's what we're all about. Like, we're all about trying to discover something new, help these small craft providers. Not that Elijah Craig's not. Buy the Elijah Craig barrels. Yeah. That's not a knock on Elijah Craig. Don't hit. I see you're already typing in the comments. It's just more, finding something new and different, and that's where the market's moving a little bit away from these tater bottles. I mean, obviously, folks still want them, but they're not willing to overpay for them as much as they were a few years ago, and instead are putting that money into Hard Truths and Buzzard Roost and things like that. Yeah. As bourbon lovers, we all know the thrill of the hunt. Tracking down that rare B-Tag bottle you've had your eye on forever, and it's been pretty impossible to freaking find. Or maybe even protecting our precious collections, which we've spent a ton of time accumulating. But what if I told you someone out there is hunting your personal data as well? Data brokers buy and sell your private information, which could lead to unwanted exposure, from identity theft to stalking. And that's why I started using Delete Me, the sponsor of this video. Whether you're scoring big at an online bourbon auction, sharing your latest find on social media, or subscribing to newsletters, your information, like your address and phone number, can end up in the hands of data brokers. And this makes you vulnerable to phishing scams, theft, and targeted harassment. As bourbon collectors, we value our treasures and privacy, and Delete Me helps us protect both. Delete Me's privacy experts scan hundreds of data broker websites to find and remove your personal information. And they don't just do it once. They'll monitor and remove it all year long. After I signed up, I got my first privacy report within a week. Now, seeing how much of my data had been exposed and then removed gave me real peace of mind. It's like having a security guard for your personal information. Just like you'd protect that prized bottle of William LaRue Weller from breaking or being stolen, it's time to protect yourself. Head over to joindeleteme.com/Brewzle. Use my code Brewzle at checkout for 20% off. That's joindeleteme.com/Brewzle with code Brewzle. Trust me, it's worth it to keep your personal data safe. Let's get back to that video. Cool. Well, we're going to check out the selection here.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do some tasting.
Let's see.
So you're already out here, so let's get you.
We might as well. Oh, I've never seen that barrel rye right there. Barrel rye pick. John J. Single barrel. Got the phrase over here. Ooh, you don't see these little guys very often. You a Buffalo Trace fan?
Not really.
Not really? Okay.
We find it all the time over here in California.
Pretty regularly available?
Every grocery store, Costco, everywhere.
What's your go-to? What are you sipping on the most?
Recently, I've really been liking the 1792 Full Proof.
Okay.
It's a really good bottle.
Got a single barrel right here. Yeah, there's a Full Proof single barrel right here.
The one I've been really looking to try to find is the 1792 Sweet Wheat. That's the one I can't seem to find it. And if I do, it's just overpriced. So
yeah, I've seen a few this year, so they're out. They dropped a bunch of them a couple of months ago.
Try this one right here.
The Hard Truth rye stuff is really good.
There you go. Yeah, the Hard Truth is just amazing stuff, man. And then the price. These guys remind me a lot of Frey Ranch, $89.99. So these guys remind me a lot of Frey Ranch, and one of the best, one of the best properties I've ever been to in my life. And we're really close in Napa Valley. I go to a lot of wineries out here.
We haven't been there yet. We got introduced to them earlier this year from the Indiana hunt when we were up there. The guy had some. I bought a bottle from them. I bought the wrong one. It was a smoked barrel and not great. So I've been picking up some of their stuff just to explore a little more of their offerings to figure out what we want. But they've got a really solid rye for sure.
This is our chicken cock barrel pick. called it the bearded cock. So now the unique thing that we do with our barrel picks is stickers are highly illegal. So we don't do stickers for River City Whiskey Society or anything. And then what we do is just we cod name them. We name them something special, like the Hard Truth was Queen's Truth, because Lynn is the one who got us there, so we honored her. And then we did the More Maple. What's up, dude? How you doing, brother? We picked this one here. We didn't go to the distillery. We picked it at one of our chicken cock dinner. We named it Bearded Cock because Michael, who picked it, has a glorious freaking beard. So we're like, there you go. We named it a Bearded Cock, but we don't put stickers on these things. But let's get you guys some more whiskey.
It is the afternoon at least. It's not morning whiskey, so you know we're getting a late start today.
And you guys caught me at a good time, man. I was literally about to start driving to LA.
There's nobody online that's watching this right now that's not going to believe this was not staged. Nobody. I promise you it was not. The pitch was just too good. The polish, like you just happened to be walking by. They're not going to believe it. They're not going to. They're not. They're still not going to believe. I promise you, it wasn't. I mean, sometimes things are staged for us and we don't know, and I don't even think that was the case here. So
I promise I did not call anybody.
Okay, there's just sometimes I walk in and I was like, okay, somebody set this up. Like they didn't tell me, but I walk in and I was like, okay, there's a scene here. We were trying to go authentic today. That's what we're trying to do is provide more authentic hunts. And what's cool about this, just seeing them interact with the folks that walk in, and the customers that are here. I think this is an authentic experience if you come here. Anything you think locally we need to be looking for?
Frey is the big one.
I mean, we've got a lot of Frey. We've been on that one for a while. We were on that train for over a year for sure. We've got some Rolling Fork rums there. When we were up at Starlight, we did a pick last year. I meant to get more, but we got too deep. We were too many barrels deep at Starlight and we forgot to get the rum. We did buy 11 barrels, but none of them were rum.
So another thing that I do unique over here myself is I'd reset these shelves. Because if I get the alcohol companies to come and reset it, they can reset it for me in a day, but what they do is they bury the other guy's product.
Sure.
And then I go back there and I just find it. So there's something unique that I do is this eye level is all the brands, all the new brands that are hot right now in the Sacramento market that I'm seeing a pull through from customers without me even talking about it. So Baby Jane, the Ben Holiday Sweet Wheat just moves. And then this shelf right here is all the the household brands like the Knob Creek, the Maker's Mark, the Johnny Walker,
mainstream stuff.
Yeah. And then the Bardstowns, And so that's what I try to kind of do is like every 3 or 4 months the shelves start looking really ugly, and I'll come in and I'll start doing a reset myself. It'll take me 2-3 days, but you got to get it done, right? So then it makes it so much easier for customers to shop for the brands that they actually were looking for.
What's this? If this is on your
Griffin and Grain, yes, Griffin and Grain. So that's another good one. They haven't done barrel picks yet. So Griffin and Grain is a distillery that is owned by Joe Wagner. So Joe Wagner makes some of the best wines. So Wagner family have been making wines for years. So Prisoner, they were part of Prisoner. They have Camus, and right now Bella Gloss Pinot Noir is probably some of the best wines, and now they're making this whiskey, and we actually did a dinner with these guys. These are all single barrels.
Is that their own distillate?
Yes, there's their own distillate. I think they're gonna start making this in Napa. They're actually gonna open up a little distillery in Napa and then start making whiskey there and age it in Central Valley.
Yeah, never seen those bottles before.
Oh, really? Griffin and Grain is amazing.
Yeah.
Griffin and Grain is amazing whiskey. Maybe we crack a couple of those open and then try those right now too.
I will buy them, or you can let me try them, and then I may or may not buy them. It's your risk.
Well, we'll definitely crack them open because that is the local one that we should really put a highlight on. Griffin and Grain, and these guys are doing some amazing things.
What are you holding right now?
We got the Rare Character, the Exceptional Series. This is the last of the 16-year-old malt that Pablo and Pete had left. So this is the last one that's getting released, and they got 2 more barrels left that they don't know what they're going to do with yet. But I got the last of the 16-year-old.
I would bet my bourbon budget that's a Heaven Hill barrel, though.
Yeah.
Like, that is so freaking good.
It is very good.
Yeah, $349, that's a tough price point. But honestly, there are a few exceptions where maybe it's worth it. And if you think a Willet Purple Top is worth $300+, and some of them are, I would say that one is as well. This is the rye.
Yep. There you
It's
go.
a nice cork pop. All right, give me your review right here. No pressure. The future of this company is in your hands right now. It's not really. Nobody cares that much.
It's good. I like that.
Okay. Are you a rye fan?
I do like some ryes. Yeah.
Some rye. What ryes do you like?
So my favorite right now is the Willet 4-year. The Frey is a great rye.
Sure.
I just got the the Crittenden rye.
You got the Crittenden rye from one of our drops?
Yeah.
Okay.
The general release, just
Yeah.
the 2-year
Oh,
one.
you got the general release rye. Okay. I don't think I have that particular bottle yet.
That's a good one too.
There you go. The bourbon.
I'm trying to process how much I like it. What's the proof? Proof seems a little low, but it could just be because I'm following a rare character.
96 proof.
Okay, so a little low.
What up, man?
But the flavors, I need a cash strength of that for sure.
The bourbon.
What'd you think of that bourbon?
I think I like the bourbon a little bit better than the rye.
Really? I think I go the other way. You know, they're both similar. I think I liked that rye just a hair better. I got a little more sweetness on the rye. And the bourbon, like I just don't have any notes on the bourbon that super jump out at me for me to latch onto and just get really enthusiastic about. But it's good enough whiskey where I think a single barrel or a cask strength might be exceptional. It's just kind of good bourbon. Like I like something a little unique or different for me to jump out, you know, for it to jump out and for me to, you know, be able to say that's the thing that I like about this. And this one's it's just good bourbon. And honestly, that's my problem with a lot of the super popular whiskeys, the Kentucky distillate these days, is the more craft you drink, the more good craft you find, the more you find some of that mainstream Kentucky stuff to just, it's kind of bland. Like it's just kind of good whiskey, unless it's a special release or a really expensive bottle from them. So
It is good though.
yeah, it's solid. Never heard of them. I'm gonna buy that rye for sure. Might buy both of those, because I may come back to it another day and it hit me a little different. You know, that happens sometimes too, is, you know, you've just tried a bunch of stuff. Like try that super flavorful, higher proof, rare character, and then you go to a lower proof bourbon and, you know, obviously your taste buds are like, man, I was expecting more. So I'm probably gonna pick both of those up and try them again later to see maybe if I put them at a disadvantage by trying them last. Did you grab the Westward?
Yeah, the stout cask.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good one. Have you had that yet?
I have not. That's a single malt, right?
Yeah, single malt.
Yeah.
This is the stout cask finish.
We bought our first single malt pick from Virginia Distilling, the Cuvée cask.
Oh, nice.
Or Cuvée, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, I don't
it's
know.
freaking tasty.
Yeah, this one with the that stout finish, it opens up. It kind of hides some of that single malt a little bit.
Okay.
Right, so you get a little bit of a different flavor profile to it. You want to try it?
I mean, sure, why not? At this point, I can't drive anyway. I might as well. Don't get your feelings hurt. I'm not gonna like it.
Into the abyss, so that was aged in the...
Okay, I don't hate it. I don't want to drink it.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. Little less milk chocolate, a little more dark chocolate on the palate. It does mask a lot of the single malt. The single malt comes through completely on the finish, though. If you like single malts, you probably really like that. Time to take these with me. Thank you.
You're welcome, young man.
Off to a good start. Again, that wasn't staged. It felt staged. I honestly, don't believe me. It's fine. I wouldn't believe it either if I saw that, the way it went down. We just go a lot of places. We run into a lot of folks. We put this out to Discord to choose the stores. And usually the Discord and patron knows when we're gonna be where. So it's oftentimes people know we're coming, even though they may not know for sure we're coming. Somebody's not gonna believe me though. But let's go to the next store and see what we find over there. Next stop, Metro Food and Liquor. Ooh, I see a Springbank up there already.
Bunch of bookers.
Victor's 10, rye for $2.49.
Single Rick House on deal right now.
What's the deal on a single Rick House?
It's a 3-bottle combo. You get 2 bottles of the Russell Reserve 10-year and a bottle of single Rick House, all for $3.99.
What's the MSRP on a single Rick House? Do you know off the top of your head?
Probably
It's kind of pricey, isn't it?
$3.25.
Yeah, something like that. I might have to do that. I need a single Rick House. I might have to pull the trigger on that one.
Cellar Age 2024 from Maker's Mark. Also their wood finishing series, the Heart release.
Okay, I like the Heart better than the Cellar Age this year, based on one sample I had of each. Elijah 18 for $169. Have you had the Rio? Do you like Amberana finished stuff?
I've never tried Amberana.
I'm not a huge fan, but their Rio's desirable. It's okay for an Amberana finish. I'm just not a big Amberana fan. Jack 12 sitting there too, $270 on that one. That's a big old Buffalo Trace right there, isn't it?
Store pick one.
Store pick, that's a store pick Buffalo Trace? What's your price on that big boy there?
$59.99.
$59.99 for a store pick Buffalo Trace, 1.75 liter.
It's a lot
Dude,
of
I
Buffalo
feel like
Trace.
I might have to take those with us.
Auditor?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure all the liquor prices are in check.
I laid in a hospital bed for a month watching all those videos.
Watching my videos?
No, the Netflix.
Okay.
Or no, it's YouTube and
Yeah.
Facebook.
So you're watching all the bourbon hunting on YouTube?
watching the cops beating the shit out of people a lot.
Oh, okay. So the cops, not bourbon.
Basically, the cops beating shit out of everybody.
Okay, that's no good. We don't like that. Okay. Dude, $229 blend straight from the barrel right there. MSRP on that's what, pushing 200-ish, isn't it? I don't even know.
I got mine for $199.
Do you have a sweet wheat 1792 up there?
I do.
You do?
4 left.
What's your price on that?
It's 59, but let me double check.
Okay. I will take one of those for sure. For you, my gift.
Thank you.
You ever get any Buffalo Trace antique collection in you?
We got the Thomas Handy right now in
Okay.
stock.
What's your price on the handy?
Handy, you do $3.99.
$3.99 on that one. Is there anything else particularly interesting or rare that I'm not seeing?
You have the Russell Reserve 15.
Okay. What's your price on that?
It's a similar combo to the Rick House.
Okay.
This is $379, so you get 2 10-year and a 15-year for $379.
Gotcha. My God, this is already going to get out of hand. Like, I want a single Rick House. I passed on it in Austin, Texas when they first came out at like 300 something bucks. This is more than that, but I get 3 bottles. And Russell's 10's a good pour, but then there's the handy for $3.99. It is not often I walk into a liquor store and they have more that I want in a price range I'm okay paying and me not be able to leave with it. Like, it exceeds my budget for spending, because my budget for spending is usually pretty adequate for what I come across.
Russell's 15 is another one that I'd like to get, but
$400, but you do get 2 Russell's 10s.
you do.
I don't know if that makes it feel better or worse. It's a good bottle.
It is. I have one
The
at
Russell
home.
15 is a
and
good bottle. And we're gonna pass on a single Rick House again. What time is handy? All right, I think I'm gonna have some discipline here and just take that sweet wheat if you've got it. Actually, that big boy Buffalo Trace store pick, I'll have that one as well. Thank you. It was hard for me to pass on that single Rick House. I'm gonna regret it. I am going to regret passing on that single Rick House because it's still a bottle I don't have, but I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know what I'm missing.
I've heard really good reviews. This is the Camp Nelson B Rick House.
Okay, just go get it. Just go get it. Just go get it. Go get it. Just go get it. Just do it. You didn't have to tell me all of that. I had so much discipline. And I was just like, we're gonna walk out of here. I'm not gonna do it. It's probably not worth it. I haven't tried the bottle. I don't know. It's not secondary price. It's just an expensive bottle of whiskey. But the Camp Nelson turkeys are so good.
And the Russell Reserve 10-year, this is a good batch too. This is the LLME17.
So those are good stuff?
That's a good.
Okay.
The LLME20, as people are looking for it, is supposed to be super good. It's supposed to be, from what I understand, is a 13-year. Just
Oh, it has the older stuff. I've heard somebody say that. And that's that batch?
This is the 17 LLME17, but this is good. Just as good too, yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, sir. Honestly, probably should have tried to negotiate down that handy because I was buying all of this. Probably should. I might have been able to work a deal on that one. I don't know. We out of money, but we're going to keep hunting. All right, if we find anything from here on out, it's going to have to come out of the bourbon budget for the next videos. But we are at Corti Brothers since 1947, and they have not updated the aesthetic not one bit since 1947. I respect that.
I'm a big fan.
You got a bourbon selection in here somewhere?
Not as good as you would want.
Okay.
I mean, I have some cool old empty bottles.
We can't drink those though.
No.
Michter's Toasted Barrel Finish right there for $140.
A couple Smoke Wagon distributor picks.
Ooh, Willet Purple Top.
Yep.
Weeded. So that you just your whole bourbon selection?
No,
just right here in
I
this
mean,
cabinet?
then I have, it's just tough with everybody waiting. My
general stuff over there.
my other
Okay.
stuff, my pin hooks, my other Willets, and stuff over there. Sazerac's been a pain in the butt for the little guys on the allocation through Golden Brands. Like, even right now, they still won't let me get Eagle Rare and or
Really?
Blanton's. They're still like, nope. And I won't put stacks of Fireball out, so I'm not meeting
Yeah.
the numbers to get into that game, unfortunately. I have something you might want to try
What
in
you
the
got?
back that is not bottled yet, but it's gonna be the new Corti Brothers Exquisite Whiskey.
Okay, so you're doing your own whiskey?
Yeah, so Daryl Corti was the first guy. So the one right next to it with the Corti Brothers label, Van Winkle Special Reserve 19-year-old. There's a red wax top of that one that is online for $60,000. when they went to auction a couple.
I remember that.
When they went to auction a
yeah.
couple years ago, they said that red wax one was the most hardest to find whiskey.
And so
in the
that was
world at
your
that point in
pick
time.
here?
That was Daryl Corti's pick. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's a whole. Yeah, if you kind of research it, the whole story, he's the first person to do barrel picks.
Now, can you share who made it, or is it all super secret?
I mean, it's California made.
Okay.
So this is
So that's going to be different already.
before I worked here a few years ago. The last Corti Brothers Exquisite whiskey that came out. So it was a whiskey made in Amador, and then it was aged in used wine barrels. The wine was a Mission del Sol,
Okay.
which is a sherry style.
This smells like it's finished in some sort of white wine.
Nope, that one has a 0.25% of wine added back into it.
This one does?
Yep.
Okay.
Barrels are long gone. The wine has been sitting in stainless, since then. So the owner Daryl went up and did some checking out to see how much of the wine back into it would kind of get him into the same flavor profile.
I mean, that's different. Very fruity. Very fruity. So it's a bourbon.
So
I mean, give me the
It's
pitch.
a-
Make
it's
sure I
a-
understand exactly what it
it's-
is.
So it's actually a single malt. They're adding that has a 0.25% of wine added back
Gotcha.
into it.
I tasted just a little bit of that. I call it harshness of malt. I thought it was the finish though, because it's real subtle.
Charlie Myers had passed on, but he had Harbor Winery, and we even have some in the store, some 1986 Mission del Sol wine, that came from his winery that is used in that. So it's got a lot of Sacramento and
Right.
California history into it.
For a single malt, that's solid. I'm not a single malt fan, but I
Yeah.
like it. For
Yeah,
a single malt, I
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, I mean, unpeated, of
Yeah.
course, and everything like that. But yeah, so they, just trying to get to the same flavor profiles that the ones when they had the used barrels and
Yeah.
were able to use it and just let the barrel and nature kind of put the flavor into
Just try
it.
to replicate that
Yeah,
old flavor
exactly.
profile.
Yep. Yeah,
So
yeah.
y'all typically just put everything allocated just in the case here?
Yeah, and try to keep it at around MSRP.
Right.
With the markup we have to have for our numbers.
Yeah, your retail margin on it.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to had one bottle of the new birthday bourbon came through. It didn't last long, of course. Of
course.
3-chamber rye from Leopold's. I've got plenty of those. I got a handful of those still in. This is an Indian single malt whiskey.
Root.
If you're ever into cognacs,
It looks fancy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
got a number on the front.
Yep.
That's makes it look old. Jesus.
1939.
Any of those strike your interest?
Thinking on the Shanks, or the Michter's Toasted Barrel, but haven't had either of them, so it's kind of pricey to spend when you haven't
Yeah,
tasted them.
toasted. I mean, they're both pretty good, but you just gotta toasted barrels are different for everybody. Some folks like them, some folks don't. So it's hard for me to make recommendations on some unless I just fall in love with them.
I have a couple bottles that's been sitting on the shelf in Nulu.
It's a toasted barrel, French oak stave finish, Nulu, Black
Hill.
Maple Hills.
Yeah.
I tried one of those when they first came out. Wasn't a fan of it.
This is a California. This is their rye, but they make good stuff. Corbin Cash.
Okay.
Their stuff is all farm to bottle.
Really?
So they're farmers. Their main crop is sweet potatoes.
Do you know how old this is?
They're not even listing an age statement on this. You might find some of it. They're doing bourbon as well.
Okay,
This is the only
I'll
one
keep
from
an eye
them.
out for the bourbon on that for sure.
This is finished in Barbados rum barrels from High West.
I bet that's good.
So these here, 1977, 72, and then this 82 Delamain are all bottled for Corti Brothers.
Okay, so these are your special labels for those?
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, if you so these are what's called early landed. So what it is they spend a small amount of time in the barrel in France, and then they ship them to the UK, and then they finish aging in the UK.
Cool story, cool place. Sometimes you get recognized. It's hard for us to go anywhere that sells liquor these days and not get recognized. And when you do, you get invited in the back. Now this time, it happened to be the back to try something unique and different that I've never had before. Sometimes it's to get in the back to get the fancy whiskeys. They had some cool stuff in there. There were a few allocated bottles that normally, like that Michter's Toasted, but I just got one of those off camera, like literally less than a month ago that I haven't even opened yet. So, because I've been on the road. I think so far this has been a pretty successful hunt in Sacramento. It's been entertaining to me. We've ran into some cool store owners. We've seen some variety of different store types, freaking grocery store right here. I couldn't really show you their selection too well, mostly because it's a busy store. Like they're slinging some groceries in there. So we are, we're gonna get run over. And after we get run over, we're gonna check out the next door. And the next door is M&B, which Took us a little bit to find under some construction here. John J. Bowman single barrel. Have you had these, dude? That's freaking dusty. That thing's been sitting there a minute. Have you had a John J. Bowman single barrel?
I've had the small batch, not the single barrel.
Dude, these are pretty good. This is, they've changed the label. I don't know which one's new and which one's the old label, but there they are.
Creek 18.
I've been seeing those a lot lately, man. They must be putting those out pretty hard and heavy, and I think they saturated the market for Knob Creek 18 because they're sitting everywhere right now. Anything hiding anywhere in particular that? I mean, you know, obviously we're always looking for rare stuff, but we're also looking for really good local stuff we might not know about. Your Maker's Mark pick there.
Yeah, there's the Maker Mark pick. I don't know. Like I said, if you're looking for something specific, I can give my boss a call and see if, you know, there's something.
I mean, obviously, you know, this is allocation season. It's always good to try to find something rare there. Outside of that, like I said, we buy a lot of local stuff, you know, California-made stuff, but this is, you know, one of our last stops, so we've already picked up a lot of bottles. Stuff you could get Kentucky, you know, not as interesting to us because I'm close to Kentucky, right?
Exactly. Okay. Anything specific you want? Because we do have stuff, but I'd have to call him to make sure that I'm available to actually let it go.
I mean, we'll shoot for the moon. George T. Stagg.
Let me give you 1 second.
Shoot for the moon.
Looking for some allocations. I didn't know if there was anything that we had available to sell. First thing he said was a stag. George T. Stagg.
Found a liquor store. Some guy came in and asked for a George T. Stagg. That's like asking for the Pappies. I'd just be like, get out of here, man. What are you doing? Tell him I'm semi-famous.
What was your name again? What's the name of the channel?
Brewzle.
Brewzle.
I don't get embarrassed easy. It's a little embarrassing, I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to get this man a George T. Stagg. I wouldn't do it for me, okay? I'm doing it for him.
I appreciate that.
It's not going to work.
No, it's
but
not.
It's not going to work.
He said no on that.
I knew you were going to get a no on that one before you even asked. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm going to look you up right now.
Yes, sir.
My name is Tony.
Tony? Nice to meet you, Tony. Thank you for your time. We went a little douchey. We did. I feel bad about it. I do. But for you. I did it for him, not for me. I was trying. Like, this is the last store, I think. I think this is going to... You want to hit another one? You got another one? You got any of your favorites semi-close to here you want to hit?
They're not close to here.
They're not close to here? Are they close to where we're going back to get my truck?
Potentially. But
Well, I've got like 2 hours. Would you rather go to more stores or would you rather go drink whiskey?
I'd rather go drink whiskey.
All right, now we are at my favorite parts because whiskey is supposed to be social. We got Michael here. We're back at my hotel. Jill booked a fancy hotel, y'all, okay? We had points. We splurged a little bit here on the Westin. So we got fancy, schwanky hotel. I've got a dirty Glencairn right here from where we were drinking stuff the other night and a Blazing Star rocks glass. We are definitely high class in it, but a little bit of a kind of a thinking back over this hunt. Really cool place. Like Sacramento has a variety of different liquor stores. We saw some interesting stuff. That first store we were in, obviously super knowledgeable, definitely a place you could build some relationships because it seems like that's where all of his allocated stuff goes. Almost everything we saw today was a little bit marked up, but they were oftentimes a few bottles in that realm of where I wanted to splurge. This one, I don't even think that's marked up. I think this is just a stupidly expensive bottle here, this Camp Nelson B Russell's Single Rick House. We're gonna end this video sharing this with my new friend here because, like I said, that's what whiskey is all about. It is about the social aspect of it. You want to go out, you want to find good bottles, but realistically, I have a lot more fun sharing those bottles than I do hunting and finding them. So hopefully you're sharing your good bottles and you've brought a little something for us to try as well over there. Little Antique 107 store pick. And we're not going to bore y'all with all of this. I will try any of the bottles y'all want me to try from this hunt on the live stream on Monday. We're gonna pop up a link right here. That live stream's already set up, ready to go. You could just hop over there, set a reminder. We go live at 7:30 Central Time on Mondays, and we'll be streaming this coming Monday and trying the Single Rick House again, or anything we bought during the hunt today. And we did this one the right way. This guy, we didn't have to get all douchey. I feel bad. I do. I feel bad about it. Y'all don't think I have a conscience when it comes to this. Just a little advice. If you roll into a store and you're like, hey man, give me the George T, you're not gonna get it. Like, that's the worst way to get a George T Stagg, is to roll in there and just ask for one. I'm gonna take the Glen if that's okay. Yes, sir. My dirty Glen, seeing how I've already been drinking out of it. But this Blazing Star rocks glass right here is supremely clean, other than the bubble wrap that I had in it. You first, your review, your tasting notes right here.
That is really good.
Is it worth the $300-ish I
Yeah,
paid for it?
It is.
You think so?
I think it is, actually.
Okay. Oh, that does smell delicious. Now this is barrel proof, non-chill filtered. All right, I can't wait to get home. I'm gonna blind these. This is what we need to do on the stream. We need to blind this Russell's 15 and Russell's 13 that I have open right now and see which one is superior. That's a beautiful whiskey. It's choking me up. I'm getting all emotional about it. It's hard to walk into stores and just surprise them. I promise you, none of this was set up today, but people just watch the channel, and we want them to watch the channel. We want them to see the stores that y'all gravitate towards, so maybe they'll mimic that, and we'll get more of those awesome stores out there. So it's good that they're watching the channel, but at the same time, it's really hard for us to, give the exact experience that you would get walking into a store. So if you've got more suggestions on how we can make these bourbon hunts even better, let me know down in the comments. Appreciate you watching all the way to the end. We're gonna drink some more whiskey. Y'all take it easy. Thanks again to Delete Me for sponsoring this video and helping me safeguard my privacy. If you're passionate about bourbon and want to keep your personal data private, click the link in the description to get 20% off your subscription today.